Fed's largest rate hike since 1994 is in focus today. Welcome to the Daily Forkast June 16th, 2022. I'm Megha Chaddah of Forkast, covering all things blockchain. Crypto prices responded positively to the Fed's widely expected 75 basis point increase. But with insolvency possibly in the cards for Three Arrows Capital, are there wider concerns for the crypto market? We'll take a look at those stories and more coming up. Let's get you up to speed from Asia to the world.
Join thousands of NFT traders who already start their day on CryptoSlam.
Let's kick off with the reaction to that Fed decision. After taking a beating earlier in the week, Bitcoin and Ethereum both briefly made double-digit gains in the hours after the 75 basis point hike was confirmed. Forecast Lachlan Keller has more on the market action.
The Fed has picked up the pace on its efforts to curb rising inflation, with yesterday's hike the largest single increase since 1994. Fed Chair Jerome Powell said future moves continue to depend on incoming data and that ongoing rate increases will be appropriate.
From the perspective of today, either a 50 basis point or a 75 basis point increase seems most likely at our next meeting.
Both stocks and crypto prices responded positively, with the crypto top 10 in the green at noon Hong Kong time, with one expert telling forecasts the move calmed fears over inflation.
The market, I think, appreciated more that the Fed went straight with 75 bips and, that we have a chance of getting in front of this a little earlier. And even though it might cause more short-term pain, bad news is good news for the moment.
The bigger question is, how long can the rally last? Tony Sycamore of Citi Index warns that the more aggressive rate hiking cycle remains a huge headwind for equities and likely guarantees a recession during the first half of 2023. He also says central banks aren't the only issue for digital assets, with the demise of Terra and concerns over liquidity at both Celsius and Three Arrows Capital looming large. He says Bitcoin needs to find support around the $20,000 mark to prevent a deeper pullback towards or even below $14,000. Bitcoin is trading a little over $22,000 Tuesday lunchtime in Asia. For Forecast, I'm Lachlan Keller.
As Lachlan mentioned just now, crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital is in hot water as the company is facing possible insolvency pending accusations of fund embezzlement. Forecast Danny Park tells us more.
The Singapore-founded crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital, or 3AC, seems to be in dire straits. The company is reportedly facing a possible insolvency following mass liquidations of over $400 million. And now one of its lenders has come out accusing the crypto fund of cutting off communications with clients demanding margin calls. Danny Yuan, chief executive officer of Hong Kong-based trading firm 8 Blocks Capital, alleged that 3AC has misappropriated about $1 million to answer margin calls while it ghosted their demand for clarification on the missing funds. This follows a report from media outlet The Block Crypto, which cited 3 anonymous sources who said top-tier lending firms in the crypto sector liquidated at least $400 million out of 3AC. 3AC co-founder Suju vaguely addressed the issues on Twitter, saying they are in the process of communicating with the relevant parties and are fully committed to working this out. Three Arrows Capital has not responded to any requests for comments on the matter. The company supported leading crypto projects such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Avalanche, most of which plunged along with the market tumble. It initially lost large sums during the collapse of Terra last month after making hefty investments in Luna Classic, formerly named Luna. And it also made bets on what trapped Celsius network in its current predicament. Lido staked Ethereum. Staked ETH lost its peg and is now trading at about 6% below the token's price. One expert gave Forecast a stark warning, saying that if 3AC experiences a full meltdown, there will likely be significant and direct consequences on the market, as it is the largest borrower from many crypto institutions of systemic importance, given what is currently happening with Celsius as well. He went on to say that the crypto lending market is going through some turbulent waters. If 3AC defaults on its margin calls, this will further rock the already fragile market with further downward pricing pressure. For Forecast, I'm Danny Park.
Over in India, despite global job cuts, Coinbase is making plans to expand in the country. The Nasdaq-listed crypto exchange has hired Arnab Kumar as Director of India Market Expansion, saying he will work on building operations in the country. Although Coinbase's Indian hub was hit by the layoffs, only 8% of the team in the country were affected, as against 18% globally. The company's vice president of engineering says the country remains a top market priority and investment into product and engineering teams will continue. Meanwhile, tech giants Yahoo and Meta are looking to Hong Kong for metaverse tests. Yahoo will host virtual concerts and exhibitions featuring celebrities and influencers for Hong Kong residents on the Decentraland metaverse. The South China Morning Post reported that the web provider is launching an NFT exhibition called The Abyss of Kwun, recreating a historic neighborhood that has been altered by years of redevelopment. And Facebook operator Meta announced plans to collaborate with local cafe chains, schools, and art institutions to trial metaverse experiences and technologies in the city. You can find more on the latest metaverse developments at Forkast.news. All eyes are on Lido, a crypto staking protocol where users deposit ETH towards staking on the Beacon chain. Depositors in turn receive STETH or staked ETH token, but the volatility build-up in the crypto markets has created trouble for the token. Mark Lamb, Chief Executive Officer at CoinFlex, joins in to talk about the risks for the new economy. Good seeing you, Mark.
Great to see you too.
Now, over 4.2 million of ETH has been staked with Lido, and holders with STETH token of equivalent value are locked in till the merge, or they can exit via secondary market. What's then led to pressure on ETH, and where do liquidity pools like Curve and Aave fit in?
I think what really happened here is there were a lot of people that wanted to get yield on their Ethereum, and they basically viewed ETH and STETH or STETH or whatever you want to call it as effectively a fungible instrument and worth the same. And time value of money in finance really demonstrates that when there's a lockup on STETH, and there is an arbitrage mechanism if you're going from ETH back into STETH, there should never really be a premium for STETH, but there should sometimes be a discount. For example, when people are looking to exit. And so, the buyers, they're getting something they have to hold for until after the merge. They're getting something they have to hold for some period of time. And the sellers, they might need the ETH, effectively the equivalent of needing the cash now. And so that time value of money is contributing to the discount. And right now, liquidity is becoming extremely valuable. So everyone needs liquidity, everyone needs cash, borrowing rates are spiking. STETH discounts are widening because of this liquidity crunch.
Yeah, and the worrying fact is that just a few weeks ago we saw Terra implode, and that looked like the ripple effect was absorbed already in the market. But ETH is the second biggest coin after Bitcoin, and any problems here could shake crypto markets to the core. Thoughts?
With Terra, with Luna collapsing, you started to see a bunch of trading firms and institutions and large players who had exposure to that, and the markets started to show some cracks. And at first it seemed like everything was going to be okay. Now it seems like these cracks are exacerbating, and so STETH is it's rock solid. I mean, the code hasn't been broken. Nothing about the system is flawed. It's just that people need liquidity. And so that price is starting to really seriously diverge from the Ethereum price. The end result is that once people start needing liquidity, once people start withdrawing out of some of these things, once people start panic selling out of some of these things, because of the nature of a lot of these crypto institutions, lending desks and different borrow lend players, a lot of them are actually linked to each other. And this is where you see this cascade of problems in the crypto space. And I think this is something that's very different about this space than in previous bear markets, where we've just had spot exchanges and other types of tokens. And now we have leverage, derivatives, staking derivatives, a borrow lend industry. All of these things result in more risks for the crypto industry as we have prices go down. And so this next, if we do have a bear market, which it seems like we're in a bear market, it's likely to be a lot more devastating for a lot of folks.
Well, we're seeing a domino effect in a way, and before we let you go, I just want a quick word on Tron. Tron's USDD stablecoin looks like the latest one to get into trouble with the dollar peg at risk. Tron DAO has upped its reserves, but what is it that you're hearing? What's your sense on which way it might go?
You have two countervailing forces. One is USDD is designed exactly like UST. So structurally, it's the same product. That being said, Justin Sun has, considerable means, very wealthy person. He can back this thing for a long time. At the end of the day, it is the same product as UST. And so it's very likely that it will suffer the same fate. How long that scheme can go, how long that system can go, will kind of depend on the support and the ongoing support of its whale founder, Justin Sun. But, at some point he might decide that, it's not profitable to keep this going, and he might decide to let it collapse or let it suffer the same fate as UST.
Great conversation and insights, Mark. Let's hope the markets are in a better shape when we talk next. Thanks so much.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
And that's your daily forecast from Asia to the world. Follow us on Twitter for the latest updates at Forecast_news. Head to our website as well for more detail on all of today's stories and more. Until next time, I'm Forecast Megha Chaddah. See you then.